hits the 40. Missed by number 24, picked up by number 3, Smith. Trying to get to the outside. He cannot. So the Cubs will take over. 1st and 10. The muff kick. Smith was right. Johnny on the spot. Picks the ball up.
Short return on the play.
Ball be placed at the 32-yard line.
From their own 32-yard line.
We mentioned in the pregame field position. That's not the best field position for Raceland. Let's see if they could, make some things happen. We saw in the pregame their warm-ups, boy, they were throwing it all over the place. We'll see if they come out throwing here to start the game.
Cubs taking their time in the huddle. They're going to have Harris split out wide to the left. Quarterback is Foray. In the shotgun.
Yep, shotgun empty. Well, not empty anymore.
Now they're going to get number 2, Poindexter in the backfield. Foray gets the snap. He'll keep it on the right side. Turns up the field. Gets across the 35. Short of the 40. Picks up about 7 on the play. They'll spot him actually picking up around 6. So it'll be a 2nd and 4.
Good first down gain for the Cubs.
That's one play we've seen a lot this season so far in middle school football. Direct snap out the gun to the quarterback, and the quarterback just keeps it.
That was Thibodeau's base offense. Just snap it to the quarterback and let him go make a play.
Foray back in the gun. Harris split out wide left. Pistol formation. Ball snaps, a toss to Poindexter, tries to get to the outside. He does. Across the 40. Past the 45 and tackle around midfield. That is Coleman. Ryan Coleman.
Runs around the left side.
So that one's not going to make Coach Nessie Pierce happy because there were Bulldogs in pursuit behind the line of scrimmage and just missed tackles. Got to get the ball carried to the ground.
Coleman checks out of the game after that nice run, giving his team a first down. Ball spotted right at midfield. Harris wide left. Smith, the right. Twins formation. Doubles. Foray in the gun. Gets it. Hands off to the back. He'll be tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a 3-yard loss.
Tyler Lyons on the tackle that time.
That was a nice job by Lyons. He read that play, came up and plugged that hole real quick. Brings up a 2nd and 13 for the Cubs.
Loss of about 3 on the play. 2nd and 13 for the Cubs.
Middle school, it's so important you get them behind the sticks, and we'll see if LCO could take advantage of that negative first down play.
Foray in the gun. Poindexter behind him. The snap. Fumble on the play. There's a fight for it. Looks like the Cubs recovered.
Recovered by
that time Foray and Poindexter weren't sure if they were going to hand off or not.
Out was number 51.
David Bro was the LCO player fighting for the football.
Loss of about 2. 3rd and 15.
3rd and long.
For the Cubs.
About 3rd and 16.
Tell you one thing you like to see over there on the left side of the field. I see Coach Worm, BJ Young, Coach Pokey, Coach Guitros, Coach Dickinson, a lot of the Tarpon coaching staff watching their future players. That's always good to see.
3rd and long. Receivers out both sides. Man in motion. Smith. Give it to him. Trying to get to the outside. He slips and falls. He will lose 1 on the play. That'll bring up 4th and 17 for the Cubs.
Yeah, there was nothing there for him. I know he lost his footing, but LCO was there in pursuit. He wouldn't have got much of a gain, if anything. And it doesn't look like they're punting, Brian, which leads to an interesting situation. It makes you wonder if they maybe just can't punt, because this would be a pretty obvious punting situation.
Twin formation. Looks like they are going to go for it. Snap over his head. Ball is rolling to the 20. It's picked up and fallen on by Poindexter. But the ball all the way back to the 15-yard line.
But that'll be a turnover
great
down
field
for first
position.
down, Bulldogs.
Man, oh man.
Bulldogs will play a 1st and 10 from the Cubs
Raceland
15-yard
starts the
line.
drive real well. They get a first down, and then, boy, just kind of a case of everything that could go wrong would go wrong.
Good hustle by Poindexter. Tried to pick the ball up, kind of bobbled it and realized he better just fall on the ball, but it was 4th down anyway. So the Bulldogs take over in great field position.
Brian, if you're LCO, you got to turn this into 6 right here, man. You get a gift wrap, short field. You got to turn this into a touchdown.
Bulldogs come with their formation. Let's see if they're going to switch.
For the Bulldogs.
They do. Richard Allen Lyons in the backfield. Philinich is at the wing left. He's in motion. Given to Lyons up the middle. Breaks one tackle, falls forward. Gain of about 4 on the play to about the 11-yard line.
Good gain on first down. You pick up 4, stay ahead of the 6. Good push.
Gain of about 4, 2nd and 6 for the Bulldogs.
I know we mentioned this every middle school game, but look at that clock. We're already midway through the first quarter.
That's fast. Maybe when they go to either 9 or 10 minutes. Griffin lining up his team in a formation. He's in the gun. Hard count.
Got him.
Looks like the Cubs.
Flying on the play. Dead ball.
That'll bring the ball 5 yards close to the end zone. It'll be 2nd and
Cubs
short
will be penalized 5 yards
for the Bulldogs.
Raceland's got a big old dude in the middle, number 91, Reese LeGrand. That's a big boy down there at nose.
Result of the penalty will be
Clock will start. We
first
just
down.
3:30 to go in the
Bulldogs.
first period.
Bulldogs will
score.
play a 1st and goal from the Cubs
It's
5-yard
actually going to be a
line.
first down for the Bulldogs.
Griffin back in the gun for the Bulldogs.
Wing right. Griffin gets the snap, gets the Philinich on the right
And
side,
ball
turns
up
up
the
the
middle.
field, gets close to the 2-yard line, and hit hard by the Cubs. It looked like
To number 10, Philinich. Gain of
Number
about
1.
2 yards.
Yeah, I think it was
2nd and
one
goal.
that got him. Harris.
Harris
From the
came up
3.
hard. 2nd and goal for the Bulldogs. Ball spotted at the 2-yard line. No score. The Cubs had the first possession, turned it over on downs. Bulldogs took over at the 15-yard line. Out here, 2nd and goal. Griffin's under center. Man in motion. Snap.
Griffin
Gives
hands
the
off
lines
to
on the left
number
side, breaks a
25,
tackle,
Lyons.
pushes in the end zone for a Bulldog
That's good enough
touchdown.
for a Bulldog touchdown.
Good push from the LCO front. Good job by Lyons muscling in, but LCO drove him off the ball there, and they take the early 6-0 lead.
So the Bulldogs did what they had to do, get that ball, punch it in the end zone. Now, important 2-point conversion here. Lions are a tough runner for the
Looks like
Bulldogs.
Coach Pierce is electing to keep the offense on the field and go for 2.
Caden Fonseca in out of wing or tight end position. Griffin, man in motion, Philinich. It's going to be a toss to Lions on the right side. He'll lose yards on the play.
Coleman.
Ryan Coleman tripped him up.
Nice play by Coleman for the
So
Cubs,
with 2
stopping
minutes
the
and
2-point
28
conversion.
seconds left to play in
So
the
with
first quarter,
2:28 to
your
go to the
score
first
is
period, Bulldogs 6
0.
and up 0.
Bulldogs
We'll be back
6.
in 1 minute right here on KLEB. 15 yards. Go ahead and punch the ball in the end zone for a 6-0 lead. They're set to kick off. Rodriguez is set to kick.
Had an issue with the. Nope, never mind. The official just running to the other side of the field.
It's a slight jog.
Yeah. Doing better than what I could do. I can assure you of that.
I would have had to stop at midfield and take a break.
Yeah.
Rodriguez set to kick. Kind of an onside kick. Look, it's fielded by the Cubs. Dropped at the 45. I believe the Cubs fell back on the football. That was Ryan Coleman. Tried to field the ball as it was bouncing. Never really had it. A good job by Coleman getting back, falling on that football.
That was awfully scary. If you're a Raceland fan, that ball was on the ground for a little longer than Coach Wiltz would have hoped.
So the Cubs will take over. The ball's at their 46-yard line. 2:28 to go in the first period. Bulldogs 6, Cubs 0. Harris spit out wide left. Forey back in the gun. Man in motion. Forey gets the ball. Bad snap. Give it to the back. He's giving a Smith on the right side. He'll pick up about 4 on the play. Casey, once again, the snap is not getting back to the quarterback.
This is surprising. This is a Raceland team that played a close game with E.D. White, who is probably amongst the favorites. Not probably. They're definitely amongst the favorites in the parish. And they just look sloppy right now, man. I know Coach Woods is not happy with that.
Cubs will play a 2nd and 6. Ball spotted right at midfield. Traquan Smith in the backfield. Forey back in the gun. Man in motion. That was Smith. Have a whistle. Flag on the play. That's going to be a false start for the Cubs.
And quite frankly, Brian, it could have been called the last play, too. The left tackle has now moved early, 2 plays in a row. He's just right before the snap, just leaning backwards just a little bit. He got away with it on the first down play, didn't get away with it there.
Cubs look out of sync early on in this game. They're going to play a 2nd and 11 from their 45-yard line. Cubs break the huddle.
2nd and 11 for the Cubs from their own 45.
Back in the pistol, Forey. Man in motion. Gets the snap. He gives to Smith on the left side. Not much room to run. Good job by the Bulldog defense. That was Lyons.
Number 12, Danos.
And Danos on the tackle. 3rd and about 9 for the Cubs. Ball's about the 47-yard line.
Good pursuit that time from LCO, getting a good push up the middle. Now you got to watch, I think, for the shot down the field here if they could protect the quarterback. They were practicing this a lot in the pregame. They got some good-looking kids on the outside.
Forey in the gun. Smith's behind him. Man in motion. There's a counter play given to number 3. That's Smith tries to get it outside. He gave up way too much ground. It's tackle around a 2-yard gain. That'll bring up a 4th down. They actually give him 1 to play. 4th down and 8 for the Cubs at the 48-yard line.
Smith just had to do too much running to get 1 yard. I mean, he took a way wide turn. By the time he finally got to the line of scrimmage, the defense was there and was ready to make the play.
That counter play should have been run more toward, like inside the tackle. When he looked, he saw it all cluttered up. So he tried to give ground so he can get ground, and the Bulldogs did a good job of stopping him.
They don't have to run a play here. Let's see if they try to draw them off.
4th and 8, and I think they'll just let the clock run down to 0. That brings us to the end of the first quarter. Our score, LCO 6, Raceland 0. We'll be back at 1 minute. You're listening to Middle School Football on KLEB.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up, raise the bar, go from 0 to 100. That's why Rev is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to Rev. Visit us at letsrev.com.
For the Cubs at their own 48-yard line.
Bulldogs defending the south end zone, second quarter.
Receivers spread out wide on both sides, twin formation. Foray, the snap, drops back to pass, heavy pressure, throws the ball, has a man, that's number 1, Harris. Breaks the tackle, gets the first down, he's at the 40. Fighting for yardage, he'll be tackled around the 37-yard line. Good job by Rasheem Harris. Went up, caught the ball. It's a good route, Casey. He needed 8. He went 8 yards and broke a tackle and picked up extra yards.
Yep, you knew it was a matter of time, man. When you got some kids on the outside that look the way Raceland kids look on the outside, some big athletic kids, you're going to eventually take a shot there. On 4th and 8, they put it in the air, and a good grab there by Harris.
Bulldogs came with pressure and almost got to the quarterback. Foray did a good job of staying in that pocket. 1st and 10, the Cubs at the Bulldog 36-yard line. Man in motion. Foray gives the ball up the middle. That was Smith. Straight up the middle, had a huge hole. Picked up 11 on the play.
Brought down by number 25, Ryan.
Smith hit that hole extremely fast. Picked up 11.
Yeah, running off left tackle there. They had a big hole for
Harris
him.
setting up for another Cubs first down. Cubs will play at 1st and 10
at the
from the
25-yard line.
25.
7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Cubs trail 6-0. Man in motion. Coleman. Ball's given right up the middle. Smith again trying to fight. Tough run. Dragging Bulldog players with him. Picks up about 6 on the play.
Brought down by a pack of Bulldogs.
First down gain.
About 6 on the play.
And Brian, after the sloppy start, it looks like Raceland's kind of got their act together a little bit here. Their second drive has been much cleaner than the first.
Yeah, it seemed like once they got the center quarterback exchange fixed, they looked a lot better here. They're going to be playing a 2nd and 4 at the Bulldog 19-yard line. Traquan Smith in the backfield for the Cubs. Foray calls for the ball. He'll give it to number 3 on the left side. That is Smith fighting for yardage. Good job by the Bulldogs stopping that play. No gain.
Number 89.
89 for the Dogs. Let's see on the roster sheet. That is Galicia. Tackle.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 4.
Actually, you know what? I think that's, well, no, 89. Maybe. I thought I saw 99, but yeah, I think it was 89 who made the tackle, Galicia.
3rd and 4 for the Cubs. The Bulldog 19-yard line.
Watch the ball here if you're a Bulldog.
Coach Chuck Como on the sideline telling his guys, watch the wide side of the field. Poindexter in the backfield. Foray in the gun. Ball snap. Bad snap.
That gets by Foray.
Picks the ball up. Poindexter trying to get to the outside. Breaks some tackles. He's at the 25. Falls forward. Actually, he will lose 2 on the play, but good hustle prevented about a 15-yard loss.
Yeah, if he just falls on the ball, they have no chance to get this 4th down. But because he got the ball and turned the corner, it's going to create 4th and about 6 for Raceland.
21-yard line.
See, the Cubs make an adjustment here and just go under center. .51 checks out the game for the Bulldogs. That is David Brooks. 2 receivers each side of the field. Foray in the gun. The snap drops back
Corey drops back to
over the
pass.
middle. Ball was intended to
Incomplete.
Coleman. Ball goes incomplete. Bulldogs take over on
Turn
downs
on
once again.
downs,
Great
which
job by the
means a
Bulldog
first
defense.
down, Bulldogs.
In case you can look at some of the Cub players,
Bulldogs will play at 1st and 10.
their
From their
emotions
own
right now, a
21-yard
lot of
line.
walking on the field, hanging their heads.
Yeah, they got to relax, man. They're only down 6. I mean, it's still anybody's ball game, but you're right. The body language doesn't look good.
Grady Griffin led the play in from the sideline. 4:11 to go in the second period. Bulldogs 6, Cubs 0.
How big would it be here if LCO could go down the field and punch one in before half, knowing that they're getting the first possession of the third quarter?
Griffin in the gun for the
Griffin in the gun,
Bulldogs.
filling it on the wing. Snap. There's a counter reverse, giving a Filinich. Great tackle by the
And a counter
Cubs.
play, which winds up being handed off to number 10.
Forey on the
Pellet,
tackle.
Wrapped up in the backfield.
Quarterback Forey
Number
came
13,
up, did a
Smith.
good job.
Loss of
Saved
about
a
2
huge
on the
gain
play.
for the
2nd and
Bulldogs.
12 for the Bulldogs.
Actually drops Filinich for a 2-yard loss. Carson Cortez checks in the game for the Bulldogs.
I was about ready to ask you if there was a heat and humidity break in middle school, which I know there's not. But either way, it's October now, brother. So we're out of that.
That's right. I think officials can use discretion.
Yeah.
Griffin back in the gun. Filinich and Lyons in the backfield with him. Man in motion is Richardale. Ball's given to Filinich. He cuts on the left side.
Him on the counter up the middle to number
25.
10.
Falls forward to about the 28. Nice gain for the Bulldogs right there. Good job of the Bulldog offensive line.
Going to bring up a 3rd and short for the Bulldogs.
That's number 50 is in there, Jean Robert.
Big play for LCO. If for nothing else, you want to keep possession here. You want to make sure that you have the ball last in this half.
3rd and 4. Griffin under center. Man in motion is Filinich. Ball's given to Lyons on
Hand
the
off up the
right
middle
side.
to 25
Breaks a few
Lyons, who
tackles.
pushes
He'll
himself
pick up the
for
first
another
down.
Bulldog first
Ball's
down.
been spotted all the way to the 34-yard line, excuse me.
He's just tough, man. He runs
Strong
hard.
running up the
Right
middle
there, he
for
got
25.
kind of nudged at the line of scrimmage, and he just broke through that arm tackle like nothing and kept driving to the sticks.
Good push up front once again by the Dogs. Griffin in the huddle. It's under center. Man in motion, Filinich is given a crisscross again on a counter play. That's Richardale fighting for yards. He'll get to the
Hand off on the left side
41-yard
to number
line.
24. Richardale.
The Bulldogs will call a timeout.
I was just about to say, Brian, that the clock was becoming a little bit of a factor. It's now right at 2 minutes. They call a timeout.
8 on the play. Timeout on the field.
The timeout on the field.
Their
We'll keep
first
it here.
timeout of the half. And with 2 minutes left to play
Offensive
in the
line for the
second quarter, the
Bulldogs.
score is
Number
Cubs 0.
44.
Bulldogs
Gidry,
6.
number 15 is Jean Robert, 51. David Bro.
We'd like to take a moment to
Trying to get a couple more IDs on some
63.
63.
Our school this year. We would
Ryder
like to send a
Dufresne
special shout out to our top dog.
Doing a good job for the Bulldogs up front. Getting a good push. Opening up some holes for Filinich, Lyons, and Richard out of run.
Try to get that last one for us.
And our students' educational experiences at the Rose Cutoff Middle School. Together we are shaping the future. We could not do it without your support. Thank you for being such valuable partners in education.
2 minutes to go exactly in the second period.
Please contact LCO
Bulldogs
Middle
have the
School
ball.
if you would like to be one of our
Second and
educational
3 from about the 41-yard line. I see 34 in there.
I think 34 might be your guy, boss.
Liam Emord. Bulldog shift formations. Here we go. Filling it in at quarterback. Griffin split out wide left. Filinich. He has the snap, but I believe there's going to be a procedure call
on the play.
On the Bulldogs. Offensive line kind of jumped a little.
Ball.
Yeah.
False start on the offense.
I'm not sure if the coaching staff for the Cubs realized that they moved the quarterback out.
They better figure it out quick, because if not, they're going to hit him with a direct snap.
See the formation they're going to go with here. Yep, they'll go same formation. Look for a double pass here. Filinich calls for the ball, gets a high snap. Bobbles the ball. He'll fall on the ball.
Quarterback for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs had a reverse coming up.
High snap, recovery.
Now Wiltz is going to call timeout.
Out of Cubs, yeah, we'll call timeout. 1:45. It's going to bring up a third and long for the Bulldogs.
Cubs.
Third and about 16.
And look, you understand what Coach Pierce and the offense are trying to do there. Like, yeah, you can run and get 5-6 yards. That's successful right now, but you got to score in a minute 43. So they were trying to get a chunk play there and just unfortunately couldn't execute the snap.
Yeah, it has to drop crazy right there. At first, you came out right of a timeout. You wanted them to snap it quick, and you jump, backs you up. It comes with the same formation, same play that we're going to run, and they don't get the snap.
Now the key is, boy, you would love to get this first down, but you don't want to do anything crazy and give them a short field. If you got to punt it, you got to punt it.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to punt from here. If you can just get a few more yards, will help you out a little. Bulldogs will be facing a third and long. Ball was spotted at the 27-yard line. Griffin filling it. No, it's Richard. Ball's given to Lyons right up the middle. Off tackle. He'll pick up about 4 yards on the play. Cubs will call another timeout. That'll stop the clock with 1:34 to go. 1:34 to go in the second period. Bulldogs up 6-0.
Raceland forces their stop, calls their timeout.
4th and 11 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Coach Pierce is calling for the punt team. That's just a safe play they ran right there. You don't want to turn the ball over in this spot. So you're going to go with your punt team. Hopefully they can get a good punt. And the Cubs will be getting the ball back with, at worst, a minute and a half with one timeout. If you're a Bulldog fan, you want to get a good punt here. You want to go into the locker room with a lead. You outplayed the Cubs so far.
It would be a little demoralizing, wouldn't it? It's Harris back deep. He's a dangerous return man, I'm sure. He's explosive with the ball.
Bulldogs in punt formation. Snap, good snap. Good high punt.
Yeah, real good.
Fielded by number 1 at the 45. That's Harris across midfield to the 40. Knocked out of bounds around the 35-yard line. Good punt by Richard L.
Forced out of bounds. Well, the Cubs will play first.
Hindsight being 2020, seeing where Raceland got the ball, Coach Pierce probably saying, hey, we should have just gone for it. But obviously you don't know the return's going to go to where it is. Now Raceland set up in golden opportunity. Ryan, I don't know. The clock ran on that punt.
It did not.
Yeah.
It was 1:34. It did not. So the Cubs catch a little break. Ball spotted at the Bulldog 35-yard line. 1:34 to go in the second period. Bulldogs are up 6-0. Foray in the gun. Poindexter to his side. 2 receivers to the left. Before he gets the snap, drops back, looks,
Foray drops back
finds
to
the
pass.
number 1. That's Harris.
Throws to number 1,
He
Harris.
gets the ball
completed.
about an 8-yard gain. The clock continues to run. So Foray to Harris.
Eight on the play.
So 8 yards
Second
brings up a 2nd and 2. 116 and counting.
and 8.
Houston better be careful. That last pass kind of floated a little bit. I know they completed it, but boy, that's one that a defensive back can maybe jump in front of.
Harris spit out wide left. Foray back in the gun. Snap, low snap. Foray gets it, gives the ball
Foray hands
to
the ball
number
off.
2. That is Poindexter. He's
Wrapped up
swarmed
in the
in the backfield by several Bulldogs.
Timeout.
Timeout. I'm sure Raceland will call it. It'll be their last time
Number
out.
34,
Yes.
Emar.
We'll keep it here with 51
Timeout
seconds to
deal by
go
the Cubs. Their last timeout
in the
of the
second
half.
period. Bulldogs are up 6-0.
Big loss on the play by
Third
the
and
Cubs.
about 7 when we get back to play.
3rd and
The
8
Cubs will have the ball
for the Cubs
Ball
from the
spotted.
Bulldogs.
about the 33-yard line.
38-yard line.
Yeah, you want to make sure as a defensive back you don't let anyone get behind you here. You'll give up a sharp catch and just come up and make a tackle in the open field.
Of our athletic department. If you would like to support LCO Athletics, please call LCO.
I'm sure that's what Coach Como and Coach Harris is telling you guys.
Jeremy Marine.
Tackle the guy. He
Thank you,
catches it.
sponsors.
Inbounds. Let that clock run.
And if you're Raceland, if you get anything caught inbound short of the sticks, you got to really boogie because you don't have any other clocks to stop it with timeout.
Foray in the gun. The snap. Drops it. Picks it up. Trying to get to the outside.
Foray drops the snap.
He's at the 45. He'll pick up maybe 1 on the play. The clock will continue to run. Once again, the center quarterback exchange is not there for the Cubs. 39 seconds and counting.
4th down. for the
4th
Cubs.
down. The Cubs are trying to get a playoff. The ball's at the 32-yard line.
Bulldogs in a
Foray in the
3-man
gun.
defense.
Snap. Drops back. Over the middle.
Oh.
Incomplete.
He had him.
Ball's intended for Smith.
Number 5.
Dropped the ball, so they would turn the ball over on downs
Intended for
again.
number 3.
LCO will take over
Incomplete.
with
Turnover on
17
downs,
seconds
which
to go in the
means
second
first
period.
down, Bulldogs.
I believe the Bulldogs here would probably run
Two more
something
of our
very simple.
LCO Athletic sponsors. Campo and Sons.
Yeah, I'm going to hand it to 10 once, and if he breaks it, he breaks it. If not, we're going to half.
TJ Gidry's Welding Service.
Try some
Marty
wide
A.
if you can get to the
Crochet
outside, or
Carpenter.
just
Thank you
something
for our
very. It
sponsors.
looks like they're gonna be in a victory
Yeah,
formation.
just going to go ahead and take a knee.
Coach Pierce looks like he's opting to
We'll get the snap,
kneel it
take
out.
a knee, and that'll bring us to halftime. What our
And
score?
go into halftime with the score.
LCO
0, Bulldogs 6.
Raceland Cubs 0. Clock did not start. Now it starts, but that'll bring us to halftime. It's 17 seconds and counting down. So we're at halftime. LCO's up 6-0. We're going to go ahead and
Few
take
more
a 3-minute
visitors.
break. When we get back, we're going to discuss what we saw here in the first half. You're listening to Middle School Football on KLEB.
Celeste Lightchurch CPA, 4 Horseman Tackle, RC Logistics, IC Lift of Snowballs, Golden Motors,
Clock got him to wake up.
Granny's Creations, Storm Surge Volleyball Incorporated,
Like who's keeping the
Postal
clock?
Broadcasting,
Who's that?
Who's keeping the
Yeah.
clock?
Villanich Carpentry,
Volleyball,
Villanich
yeah.
Farm, Farm Bureau, Toby Carbone, and Mommy Joe.
Chris's Specialty Foods has been making Cajun meat products for over 30 years. Here at Chris's, we do the prep work so you can be the hero at your house. We have expanded to 4 locations and now serve home-cooked hot plate lunches at our new Highland location. It takes a lot of technology to keep us running. We use Rev Business and have all 4 of their services. If you have multiple locations, Rev is the perfect partner for your point of sale and telephone. Rev Business is authentic Louisiana, just like Chris's.
Are you searching for the next best thing for your finances? At Synergy Bank, we have everything you've been searching for in a community bank. Stop by to visit our friendly team at Synergy locations near you or anytime online at synergybank.com. Member FDIC.
You think we're going to see a kick or an onside kick?
I think they'll kick, but I think it's going to be like an onside kick because I think he's going to shank it. That's what we see the middle school kids do sometimes.
Foray set to kick off for the Cubs. Back deep is Filinich. Richard L.
Kicking off for the Cubs, number 5, Foray.
Royal Kane back deep for the Bulldogs. Foray is set to kick to start the second half. Foray approaches the ball.
Oh, that's a good one.
High, short kick fielded at the
Foray's
32-yard
hit
line.
reeled in by
Trying to
89,
turn
Lucio.
upfield. That was number 89 for the
Wrapped up by number
Bulldogs.
1, Harris.
Galicia, is it?
Yep, Galicia.
Galicia.
Which brings a first down.
John
Bulldogs.
Galicia gave his team pretty darn good field position.
Bulldogs will
He
play
caught
a
the ball.
first
He
and
knew
10
exactly
from their
what to
own
do with it.
40-yard line.
Yeah, look, he even wrote his wall of blockers, so like you can tell that's something that he's comfortable doing.
Ball spotted right at the 40-yard line. Just underway here in the second half. Bulldogs 6, Cubs 0.
Number 4, Griffin under center for the
Bulldogs
Bulldogs.
are showing a 3-receiver set to the right side. Griffin's under center. Man in motion, Richard L. Ball's giving the Lions on the left side on the lead play. Good push once again from the Bulldog left side.
For a gain of about 5.
Noah Gidry, the center, did an excellent job on
Second
that
and
play.
5 for the Bulldogs.
Yep, good push, good first down game.
2nd and 5. Ball spotted at the 45-yard line. Going with that same play until they stop it.
See the Bulldogs in no hurry, as you would expect, with the second half lead.
Bulldogs shift their 3 receiver side to the wide side. Griffin under center. Man in motion's Richard L. Counter play and filling it nowhere to run. He's hitting the backfield. Fighting for yardage, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll spot the ball.
By number 91.
No gain on the play.
Yeah, that was our big boy Reese LeGrand that busted that one up. They were trying to run a counter, and he just said, you know what, all this space belongs to me. Did not let him get a push.
Did a great job by the Cubs staying home on those counter plays. Mason Oquan brings the play in from the sideline. 6:25 to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs up 6-0.
I think we're going to see a hard count here, Chief.
They'll get him. Griffin under center. Man in motion's Fillinich. It's pitch to Fillinich. He's getting outside. 45 trying to get to midfield. He does. Picks up the first down. Knocked out of bounds at the Cub 49-yard line.
Good play call there. Good job turning the corner, realizing exactly where you got to get.
We've talked about this many times. What that wing T offense, you can get them in the middle, counters, all outside.
And look, we talk about Lyons and Fillinich, and Griffin's really good. He knows where that football needs to go. He is a wonderful, how you say that, ringleader, point guard, whatever you want to call it.
Smart football player, no doubt. Griffin is under center. Bulldogs, 3 receivers to the right. Hard count, and they'll get a flag.
Flag on the play.
Into the neutral zone.
That'll bring them up 5.
Ball. Encroachment foul on the defense.
1st and 5.
Cubs will be penalized first down. Bulldogs
Look
will
at
play
the clock in the situation. 5:31 to go. LCO could drive another, 3 or so minutes, punch it in. Boy, that time gets scarce real quick in the second half of these middle school games.
The receivers to the right side. Griffin is under center. Snap. He'll give it to Fillinich on a lead play.
Handoff on the right side.
Fillinich will get to the right side. Nice
Front
block
down, number 5, 40.
from Lyons on the play. Kind of just a lead play, like a power. Blocks out, and Fillinich did a good job turning up the field. Brings up a 2nd and 1.
This were a high school game. This is where we would say, oh, well, B.J. Young's going to get in his bag of tricks. Here, no, I think you're putting it in Lyons' belly, and I think you're getting the first down on the 2nd and a yard.
4:50 to go in the third period. Bulldogs are in no hurry. They get to the line of scrimmage. They stay in that same formation. 3 receivers to the right side of the field. Griffin under center. Man in motion. He's given to Lyons on the left side. Picks up the first down. It's tackled inside the 35-yard line to around the 34. Bulldogs will play the first down.
Bulldog first down.
Good push, and again, Lyons just falling forward. That's what he always does.
Tackle by number 4, Coleman on the play.
Got Corey Colley listening in.
Oh, good to hear from you, Coach.
Tell you a little story after this. Got time. Ball's to the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Formation. They can send 2 receivers out to the left side. Fillinich is at the wing. Griffin under center. Hard count. Cubs do not jump. Ball snap given to Richard on the left side. Tries to get it outside. He'll be tackled for a very short gain.
Number 1, Parish.
So it looked like there, Brian, okay, they come with the hard count. They kind of flinched, but they didn't jump in the neutral zone. It almost looked like LCO just kind of exhaled up front. They didn't really fire out.
They were waiting for that flag to be thrown.
Yeah.
Corey Colley is bringing up a time when we were coaching junior high ball when our buddy Rock Thibodeau was up in the press box and we ran a count, and he's like, run, go, go, go. Bulldogs facing a 2nd and 10. Oakland split out wide right. Arsenal in the slot. Hard count.
Yeah, that's a false start. Yeah, that's an illegal snap.
And we'll get a false start.
Flag on
The
the
Bulldogs.
play.
Quarterback leaned backward thinking that it was going to be snapped to him, and then when it wasn't, that's a false start.
So that'll back
Ball
them
to
up
Bulldogs,
5.
5 yards. Play second and 15.
For the Bulldogs at the Cub 40-yard line.
These are the types of things that'll drive Coach Nessie crazy. You have a kind of a bust on 1st down, and then you have a penalty on 2nd down.
Referee will move the ball up to about the 39-yard line.
Yeah, good job, as it was a 6-yard penalty until he moved it up.
Three receivers to the wide side of the field.
Before Griffin in the center for the Bulldogs.
Griffin counter play to Filinich on the left side. Can he break a tackle? No.
Hand off to number 10, Filinich, wrapped up at the line of
Number
scrimmage.
1. No, number
By
4.
Coleman.
Coleman. I'm going to call that a touchdown saving tackle.
Yeah, look, there have been a couple of those today where they have gotten Filinich in space, and just that one last tackle brings him down.
3rd and 15 for the Bulldogs.
Will the Bulldogs put the ball in the air?
I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I'm going Lions here. Try to get me 7, 8 yards if I could get it. And then I'm trying to figure out what to do in 4th and about 8 or so.
Bulldogs playing a 3rd and long.
We know what this is.
Filinich in at quarterback. Man in motion, Richard L.
Number 10,
Snap.
Filinich, quarterback for the
Filinich tries to get
Bulldogs.
to the outside. He does.
Takes
Cuts
the
back
end, cuts it back,
midfield
still on his
toward
feet,
the middle of the
pushing
field.
forward.
Falls forward to the 30-yard line. He'll spot the ball to 29. Brings up a 4th down. Good positive yards on 3rd down for the Bulldogs.
It just wasn't anything there, man. But he just doesn't stop moving forward. And he got hit at the 36, drove all the way to the 30.
29-yard
Hidden
line.
yardage, man, makes it 4th and short.
His vision is awesome because most of the times when I play, you see a kid go to the outside and keep going.
Absolutely.
He saw there was nothing there, planted his foot and turned up the field. Gives his team a fighting chance here. 4th and about 5 for the Bulldogs at the Cup 29-yard line.
He's going to take the snap again.
Filinich still quarterback. Richard L in
For the
motion.
Bulldogs.
Wow, we'll have procedure again.
Flag on the play. Red ball.
That'll back
False
him up
start against the
5.
Bulldogs.
Man.
Calls the Bulldogs
Long
5 yards.
drive for LCO. You're doing so many things right. But, boy,
Bring
you
up
have
4th
become
and
your own
10 for
worst
the
enemy a
Bulldogs.
little bit as well now, as you're going to back it up 5. 4th and 10, as you know, is so much more difficult to convert than 4th and 5.
Play before they had Richard L coming in motion to the left and Filinich kept it to the right. That time they may have put Richard L in motion to the right and Filinich would have kept it like on a lean play behind them. But the Bulldogs are backed up. Now it's 4th and 10. We're under 30 seconds to go in the 3rd period. Bulldogs lead 6-0. They'll
Coach Parish leading his
shift
offense.
formations.
Going for it on 4th and 10.
2 receivers to each side of the field. Man in motion is Richard L. Filinich gets a snap. Quarterback lead right up the middle. He'll pick up about 5 on the play. Falls forward to the 29. Not enough for 1st down. The Cubs will take over on downs with 3 seconds to go here in the 3rd period.
So Raceland gets their stop. It was a long drive, but they still do have plenty of time to go down the field, try to tie or take the lead. And if you're the Bulldogs, you're going to just be kicking yourself because all the little paper cuts that you endured during the drive ended up costing you.
Yeah, this 3rd quarter here was just too many penalties for the Bulldogs to overcome. Now the Cubs have the ball. They're at the Bulldog 29-yard line. 4-8.
Number 5, 4-8.
Still in the gun. Man in motion. Ball's going to be given on the left side to Smith. Fighting for yardage. He'll pick up a nice gain for the Cubs on 4th down. gain of
Now
about
at the end
6.
of the third quarter.
That'll bring us to the end of the third
With your
quarter. Our score is
score,
LCO 6,
Cubs 0, Bulldogs
Raceland
6.
0. You're listening to middle school football right here on KLEB. It's in a second and about 4. They had their own 35-yard line. 8 minutes to go in this contest. Bulldogs lead 6-0. Foray in the gun. Bad snap again. It's picked up, knocked around. Bulldogs pick up the ball at the 20-yard line. Bulldogs recovered a bad snap. That is Richard L. on the recovery for the Bulldogs.
You have the bad snap. B, your back tries to pick it up, fails. C, tries to pick it up again, then kicks it down the field. I mean, that's going to drive Coach Wiltz insane. And now it's another short field, 1 yard farther away from the last time LCO had a scoring drive, this time at the 16-yard line.
Out 7:51 to go in the game. Bulldogs take over on the fumble recovery by Richard L. The ball was spotted at the Cubs' 16-yard line. Two-back set, 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. Griffin under center. Man in motion's Filinich. It's given the Lions on the right side. Big hole. Ball's forward inside the 10. Ball spotted around the 8-yard line. Nice pickup by Lions. Casey, that was a huge hole on the right side of the Bulldog offensive line.
Yeah, it was. That was a nice hole and a good job hitting that hole by Lions.
They'll spot the ball inside the 10 of the 9. Bulldogs will be playing second and about 3. Bulldogs shift the formation. 3 receivers to the wide side. Griffin under center. Filinich in motion. Giving back to Lions on the right side. Fighting hard for yardage. He'll be tackled at the 5. That'll be enough for a Bulldog first down. Good push by the Bulldogs up front.
First down. Bulldogs will play
Really
a
nice
first
game.
goal from
Mason
the
Oakland checking
5-yard
in,
line.
giving the play from the sideline from Coach Pierce. Relaying the play to Griffin.
And if you're LCO, obviously you get these 5 yards and score. It's not over, but you'd be feeling a whole lot better if you could get 5 more yards here.
Bulldogs going a 3 receiver set to the short side of the field. Griffin under center. Long count, giving a Filinich on the right side. Breaks the tackle, pushes forward, touchdown Bulldogs! Nice cut by Filinich, turned up the field. And we have a late flag. I see a helmet off from the Cubs.
Yeah, I think it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on Raceland.
Have a dead ball, unsportsmanlike.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. That'll move the conversion a little closer for the Bulldogs, which could be big.
So what is Coach Pierce going to do? I would get the ball to 1.5.
Yeah, this is a big 2 points. I would go ahead and move the ball up and just kick it regular.
They're discussing it right there. It looks like they're going to take it on the kickoff.
That ball.
Tells me they have a play that they probably like.
Reinforce on the kickoff.
Which is good also because now you're kicking off 15 yards closer, so that will help. Bulldogs going for a 2-point conversion. Receivers split out wide right. Griffin under center. Snap. Giving a feeling it's on the right side. He'll be pushed in the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. With 6:20 to go in the game, it's LCO 14, Raceland 0. We'll go ahead and take it. 30 seconds break. 30 seconds. You're listening to middle school football right here on KLEB.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up, raise the bar. Go from 0 to 100. That's why Rev is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to Rev. Visit us at letsrev.com.
Man, you haven't allowed any points so far to this point. You got to field this kick first. You're going to be kicking from the 45-yard line, which helps.
Bulldogs got to move up a little.
Yeah, they think it's the 50. It should be the 45.
Thinking for the Bulldogs in the 20.
They got to move up.
That's not right. Yeah, it's a 15-yard penalty. The normal kickoff zone is the 40. They should be kicking from the 45.
Yeah, they're going to move it.
Yeah, we got it.
Bulldogs will be kicking off.
Right here, every single, when I was in middle of junior high, every single time if this was us right here, onside kick.
Yeah, well, why not? Yeah.
Every time.
Because even if they recovered, it's still not a bad situation.
Rodriguez set to kick. Back deep is Harris. Bounces. Harris, nope, we'll pick it up. 23.
His kick is reeled in by number 22.
Or 22. Picks the ball. He's on the right side, just moving the pile. That was Morris. On the carry for the Cubs. On a kick return. Gives them decent field position. Ball's going to be spotted around the 31.
Cubs will play a 1st and 10.
So now if you're LCO, like you were saying a second ago, Brian, just keep everything in front, make open field tackles. You do that, you're going to be home free, and you're going to be in shape to get your first win of the season.
Yeah, with 6-11, if you don't give up a big play, you should get a victory here.
Yep. Yep, you got to help them now at this point.
Foray will be under center. Smith is in the backfield. Man in motion. Foray gets the ball. It's given
to number 4,
Coleman, left side. He picks up about 15, 20 yards on the play. Got to the outside.
Good game.
Showed some speed. He's going to be tackled around the 46-yard line.
Real good game. Clock will stop momentarily to reset the chains.
The Cubs are going to have to be in a hurry-up situation here. They move the ball up to the 47. Harris split out wide left. Smith in the backfield. Man in motion. Mix up in the backfield. Foray tries to keep him on the left side. Richard L's right there.
24. Richard L.
Tackles Foray for a big loss.
That's the type of stuff that's going to really hurt you if you're Raceland now. Now you're way up against the sticks.
2nd and 19.
And again, it was just an issue of you just didn't catch the snap clean.
Cubs lose 9 on the play. 2nd and 19. 5:18 to go in the game. Bulldogs up 14-0. Foray in the gun. Man in motion. Bad snap again.
Hand off to
It's given to
13.
Smith.
Smith up the
Smith
middle.
will pick up about 7 or 8 on the play. Brings the ball to the 45-yard line.
Finally brought down at the Cub 45-yard
Cubs are
line.
just having a hard time with that snap.
I want to shout out a young man on that Raceland coaching staff. Remember last game we did with Bayou Blue, how they had one of ours, it was a Zachary Petrie. Porter Zarang is a guy who played at Central Lafourche recently. He's a young man. He was a heck of a football player. It's always awesome to see that next generation make an attempt to give back. So good job, Porter.
3rd and 12. I remember that name from
Yep.
Central. 3rd and 12. Cubs have the ball at the 45-yard line. Motion. Ball's given to the outside. It's number 3, Smith, looking for yardage. Breaks a tackle, giving up a lot of yards. He'll lose 5 on the
Finally
play.
brought down in the backfield.
Good pursuit from the Bulldogs.
Fourth and long for the Cubs.
Yeah, Coleman was trying to shake free, but the dogs were swarming.
Number 13, I can't see in the dark. Thank you, sir. Mason Oakland came up, made a good play for the Dogs. 4th down here. If you're the Cubs, what you doing?
I mean, you got to go for it. You don't have enough time to get the ball back, and much less get it back twice. You got to just try to throw it down the field here, see what you can do.
2 receivers spread out to the left and right side of the formation. Foray in the gun. Gets a snap. Bulldogs are coming. Foray throws the ball incomplete. Ball was intended for Harris.
Number 1, Harris.
Bulldogs will take over on downs.
The Bulldogs
With
will take over on
3:14 to go in this
downs with the
game.
First down. Bulldogs.
Bulldogs up 14-0.
With just over 3 minutes left to play in the game, the score is Cubs 0.
Yeah, you
Bulldogs
pretty much got it
14.
won now if you're LCO. You're going to be running some very safe plays here. You got a first down or 2, you're back in that victory formation.
We have seen the Bulldogs play 3 times maybe
Yes, sir.
this year. The improvement each and every game is amazing.
Yep, they're getting much better, man. They're getting much better.
Bulldogs take over. The ball spotted at the 40-yard line. Oakland split out wide right with Arsenault in the slot. Man in motion's Richard L. Ball's given to Lions on the left side.
And
Fighting
now
for yardage.
number
He'll
25,
pick up about
Lions.
4 on the play. Good push again from the Bulldog front. And good hard running from Lions.
To me, you don't have to do a whole lot much different than what you did
Gain of
just
about
there.
4
You
seconds and 6 for the
have a
Bulldogs.
2-score lead, clock continuing to run. Just go ahead and give it to your mule up the middle. Let him bring you home.
Bulldogs will be in no hurry. Elijah Griffin in for the Bulldogs. He's going to spit out wide right. Griffin under center. Snap. Give it to
Griffin hands
Village.
it off.
Turns up the field.
Number 10, Village.
Trying to get close to the first down.
Wrapped up
He'll
by
be
number
short of the
56,
first down. Bring up a
Trey.
3rd and 2. 2:07 to go in the game.
Good job of officiating by Mr. Troy. Just there you see he's
2
studying that
for the
clock
Bulldogs.
and he's doing the math, trying to figure out what 40 seconds is. The last time there, he put the hand up, said, hey, inside of 10 seconds.
Elijah Griffin checks out the game for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 2.
Be curious if LCO gets this first down, if Raceland's going to call timeouts or if they'll just go ahead and call it a day.
3 receiver set to the wide side. Griffin under center. Filinich in motion, giving the Lions.
Hand off up the middle of the 25.
Fighting for the
Lions.
first down. He crosses the 30. He picks up the first down.
Yep. He didn't initially have it, but he's got it now.
Clock will stop.
Breaks a couple of tackles, but pushes
First
forward.
down.
Good enough for the
1:23 in the
Bulldogs.
game.
First down.
Ball spotted right at the 30-yard line. Bulldogs can take a knee.
Yeah,
and get a victory here.
say if Raceland's not calling timeouts, yeah, this game is over. There's going to be one more kneel down, and then that's it. So congratulations to Coach Nessie Pierce and the LCO Bulldogs. They're going to get their first win tonight here, my friend.
Bulldogs set to run a play. Coach Pierce is watching the clock and watching the official.
Yeah, they should still have about, yeah, I was about to say about 10 seconds.
This should be the last play of the game right here. The snap given to Richard on the left side. Tries to get to the outside. He'll pick up a couple on the play. And that should bring us to the end of the game. The Bulldogs do not have to snap the ball.
Smith.
And that'll bring us to the end of the game. Bulldogs just waiting. The ball spotted at 28-yard line. Congratulations, Coach Nessie Pierce and the entire LCO Bulldogs. Our final score is LCO 14.
That looks like going to be a final score. With the Raceland
We're going to go ahead and take a 2-minute break.
LCO Bulldogs
We'll get some
14.
final thoughts here on the game. You're listening to Middle School Football on KLEB.